Hi, it's Shobo from Just Go Places, so welcome to my channel. This is part 2 of my look at visiting Soufriere in St Lucia, a small town in the south of the island. Part 1 was all about things to do in Soufriere, but it was getting a bit long, so I thought I would cut it up into 2 parts. This part is going to look at some of the resorts in St Lucia. Some of the best ones in St Lucia are near Soufriere. Did we stay in Soufriere? No. We stayed in Ladera because on the map we thought it looked close enough to Soufriere. As the crow flies, yes, Ladera is only 6 miles and the driving distance is 16 miles. So on the map it looked close, but we did not take into account that we would be driving on windy mountain roads and with potholes and people speeding by, and we were fairly new at this whole driving in St. Lucia thing, so we went slower than everybody else. We went to Soufriere several days and it took us about an hour each way. The nighttime return was easier because there was not as much traffic. Of course, there were no streetlights or anything, so you still had to be careful. So people drive really fast on these windy roads. Locals can do the drive we did in about a half hour, they said. And admittedly, we were gawking at the view on our drive, which was amazing. But I can't imagine how fast they must be going to cover that distance that quickly. And we had a little Kia, which we loved because she was a little trooper, but it was hardly a car with a powerful engine. For example, here's a story of how the locals drive. One night we were in Soufriere and our gas tank was low. We missed the 5 p.m. closing of the gas station in Soufriere itself, so some helpful locals told us that the next gas station nearest us was in Castries, so past our Airbnb in Ladera. So it wasn't that helpful. So they suggested we just put the car in 5th gear and cruise. Sure, we would save gas, but that would also be super fast and not as well controlled. The car wouldn't be as controlled. On those winding mountain roads in the middle of the night, no thanks. In the end, we made it fine. We had enough gas, but just so you know, if you want to visit Soufriere over a few days, don't make our mistake and just stay in Soufriere itself. Soufriere has some amazing hotels, and they are part of the grand plantation estates that dotted the island and are now luxury hotels. So some of the really well-known options are the ones we'll talk about. It's known as a honeymoon destination and a romantic couples getaway. So lots of these luxury resorts in Soufriere are adults only. There is Jade Mountain Resort and its sister property, Anse Chastanet, on Anse Chastanet Beach. If you are driving to the hotel, note that you need a 4-wheel drive rental car to make it down the dirt road these resorts are on, just the way the road is. Jade Mountain Resort is an adults-only resort. It's one of those that have the 4th wall missing, so you're directly onto open air, and so you get the full being in nature experience, especially if you're sitting in their infinity pool. Some of the rooms at Anse Chastanet also have a missing 4th wall, but they also have cottages. You sleep under mosquito netting to keep the mosquitoes at bay. Personally though, I'm a mosquito magnet, and I can see them all lining up, right outside the net waiting for me to move. And a missing wall at night would just be a terrible experience for me. Anse Chastanet does have a hillside cottages as well for people who want the traditional 4 walls of a hotel room experience. And kids over the age of 10 can stay at Anse Chastanet during the summer, I believe. The Anse Chastanet beach still has the black volcanic sand, and it is very pretty and very nice. It's a beautiful beach. There is a sheltered snorkeling area right near the hotel in the bay that is great for beginner snorkelers. I loved it. It was good enough for me. If you are a fan of pools, there is no communal pool though. Either you have a pool in your room, as a private pool, or you go for a dip in the Caribbean. The next resort is Ladera Resort. It's another adults-only resort that has 3 walled rooms that have pools overlooking the scenery. Unlike Jade Mountain, though, it is perfectly positioned between the 2 pitons. It's just like Eastwind's Resort when we stay there. Whoever builds the earlier resorts gets the best bits of real estate to build on, and Ladera Resort was one of the earlier resorts in the area. It's been going since 1992. The sunset from the Ladera is the best view in town. That's definitely, you want to be at the Ladera bar to watch the sunset. Rabot Hotel is across from the Ladera and a small luxury adults-only eco-friendly resort and a fair trade chocolate making estate that runs the Hotel Chocolat brand. Everyone in the UK knows Hotel Chocolat. It's a premium British brand, and you can do very expensive tours of the chocolate making experience. We were supposed to do it, but then we just decided not to because we're having too much fun at the beach. They're located near the Ladera Resort, and they have a shuttle bus that goes to the beach since it isn't a beachfront resort. Another resort that we loved was the Stonefield Villa Resort. It's an all villas, adults only luxury experience. We loved their restaurant and ate both lunch and dinner there. Stonefield Villas is the one that has the petroglyphs on their land, which is kind of cool to see. It's a small family-owned business and run by a St. Lucian black matriarch. Okay, so now on to the family-friendly options. The Viceroy Sugar Beach is also known for its 5-star luxury hotel experience. I mean, this one is nice. This resort has 2 to 4 bedroom cottages and is kid-friendly. There are actually 2 kids clubs and, lots of things to do. They have powder soft white sand that they imported from a nearby island of Guyana, and that covers up the original black sand beach. The pool area is big and beautiful, and we spotted some influencers in the wild posing away on that beautiful beach. Another of the island's acclaimed hotel is Doux Eco Resort, a sustainable luxury resort on a working cacao plantation. And unlike Sugar Beach, this is a 3-star resort, so it's definitely cheaper. It is set up as a 1 or 2 bedroom cottages, and this is also a family-friendly resort. You can take tours of the cacao plantation. The plantation sits on land that was originally owned by King Louis XIV, the Sun King himself in the 17th century. How cool is that? So another little bit of history happened here on this estate. The French Revolution had freed the slaves, but when Napoleon took power, he reinstated slavery. The former slaves were not having it, and so there was a rebellion on St. Lucia. One of the battles, the Battle of Rabot, took place on the estate. To be fair, you don't need to stay at a high-end luxury resort to experience Soufriere and its charms. There are cheaper hotels like the 2-star small Hummingbird Beach Resort, which is right near Soufriere Town Beach. There's also a lot of Airbnbs in town. We met a few people who were staying in a vacation rental apartment and not a hotel or a resort. It can be a great cheapish Caribbean vacation if you, for example, fly JetBlue and from New York and stay in an Airbnb. The international airport at Hewanora is only about 45 minutes away, so it's much closer to Soufriere than to the resorts on the northern part of the island, like Rodney Bay. I have good friends who stayed at a family-friendly luxury Airbnb that they loved. The location was excellent because the house had once belonged to the guy who developed Ladera Resort nearby. There aren't that many private homes in the Pitons UNESCO World Heritage Site itself, so this is a real gem of a find. Unfortunately, this house was too big for us because it accommodates 8 people and 2 families, and there were just the 2 of us. I'll put the link below for it because I think it is a great choice for an extended family vacation or a group of friends. Here is a beautiful beach town with a relaxed atmosphere that is different from the rest of St. Lucia. There's lots of luxury hotels discreetly tucked away in the mountainside. And despite it being taken over by these luxury resorts, you don't need to worry that you can't afford Soufriere or that it's too expensive. There are definitely options like the cheaper hotels or vacation rentals to make it cheaper. It is a beautiful place to visit. If you like this video, remember to click like, and if you want to see more travel and travel adjacent content, remember to click subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.